how TINUBU refused to honor agreement on NNAMDI KANU after sending his son Sheyi to visit KANU's family. The younger brother of NNAMDI KANU, Prince Emmanuel KANU, claimed that Sheyi, with the approval of his father, personally met him in Abuja before the election, that is 2023 general election. The family of NNAMDI KANU, the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, has expressed deep disappointment with President Bola Tinubu for allegedly failing to honor an agreement purportedly made between Tinubu's son Sheyi and the KANU family before the 2023 general election. You know, times without number, people continue to inform the general public. Mazi Simon Ekpa continued to inform the general public that this KANU's family are part of the problem. We continue to tell them that whatever alliance you are having with these politicians, with their political solution and all that, they are not going to respect that alliance you are having with them. If you understand history enough, you are going to understand that this was the same betrayal that was meted on Ojukwu after the Aburi agreement. Continue to tell these people, whoever is a politician, do not trust, do not trust, do not trust. That which you have as a bargaining chip, hold it until you are satisfied that your side of the bargain has been, fulfilled before you can release it. We told these people countless times, but they would not listen. Let's continue. In a statement, KANU's younger brother, Prince Emmanuel KANU, claimed that Sheyi, with the approval of his father, personally met him in Abuja before the election. During the meeting, an agreement was allegedly reached that IPOB would not call for an election boycott in exchange for KANU's release if Tinubu became president. Have you seen where the problem is coming from? All the challenge, all the backbiting, all the insult was because they had an agreement with Tinubu's son. And we continue to tell these people, you cannot have agreement with politicians except they honor your own part of the bargain. Then you can now decide to honor their own part. But these people fail to listen to us. We give them antecedents. Countless times that these politicians have failed to honor the agreement, but they fail to listen to us. Now, today, he is crying. Prince Emmanuel expressed frustration that nearly 2 years into Tinubu's presidency, KANU remains in detention. He noted that Justice Binta Nyako, who had been presiding over KANU's case, recused herself months ago, yet no new judge has been assigned. He stated, "Before the last election, I received a message from a former governor that Sheyi, the son of President Tinubu, wanted to meet with me. I agreed on the condition that the priority of our discussion would be the release of my brother. The meeting took place in Abuja with another individual present as a witness. Sheyi assured me that the meeting was sanctioned by his father and that any agreement reached would be binding. In good faith, we agreed that IPOB would not interfere with the election process. I relayed this understanding to my brother and he reaffirmed IPOB's commitment to not call for an election boycott or civil disobedience." When Tinubu visited Owerri during his campaign, he publicly reaffirmed his commitment to facilitating my brother's release if elected. IPOB kept its part of the agreement, ensuring there was no call for election boycott, despite having the capacity to do so. However, it defies logic that nearly 2 years after President Tinubu assumed office, my brother remains in detention without any formal charges. The appeal court discharged him and ordered him released, a decision the Buhari administration ignored. Now, before I go further to completing his statement, I want people to understand this. You see these politicians, at the stupidity of Prince KANU was that he didn't even have any formal agreement with TINUBU. He had only verbal agreement, which is not presentable anywhere in court, in law. He had just verbal agreement. Why am I saying this? A sensible person would know that once you want to reach this kind of agreement, you would have a written, written agreement signed by both parties, and you agree that this thing will be done. And if it is not done, that you are, at liberty to go to any length to ensure that the terms and of agreement stated therein must be respected. But this guy went and they did verbal agreement just by, how would you present this now? And nobody would even want to listen to you, because a reasonable person will know that you need to have a credible, a tangible evidence to back up your claim that you had the discussion, you had this agreement, and that this agreement is binding on both parties. Yet, you can see the foolishness. And that was why they continued to fight the PM Simon Ekpa at that point. They continued to truncate every activity when we tell them, this is what we need to do to hold these people. And if you ask this guy, why did they suddenly come to you to, try to strike this deal? Why? It was because the pressure mounted on the government by the PM and all good people of Biafra was too much on them. So they needed another party to cause problem. They needed another party to cause diversion, to cause division, to cause chaos, which is what they did. And which is what is happening currently today in the government today. Somebody somewhere is fanning this. I continue to tell people, I do not support Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala fully, and I do not support Oge Nkeri fully. There are parts where you see that certain things they are saying are true, and there are parts where you see that certain things they are saying are completely wrong. And both sides. So if you look at it, something is wrong somewhere. Somebody is, engineering this thing and engineering this side, engineering the other side. If he tells this one, he goes to the other side and tell another one, the other one. And both of them will be fighting each other. Disagreement, this attitude of, pride. You don't want to. You are fighting for position, power. Somebody is busy, pushing you and fanning that flame of discord between you and your brothers. And you continue. And that is why I continue to tell them, sit together and reconcile this thing. Sit together and reconcile this thing so that we can move forward. All of them kept mute. They continued with their fight. And some people will come when you make a video and post certain very credible and well detailed information. They will come and tell you, do this and do that. You are siding that you have been paid. Who can pay? Who of them can pay me? You don't even know the person. So these people are very funny. That Oge Nkeri has paid who? Paid who? I started this media. I know how much I spent to make sure that I continue to bring information. And somebody will come and say, Oge Nkeri paid who? Paid who? Some people are very funny. Well, that's by the way. Let's continue with the statement made by Emmanuel KANU. They said the appeal court discharged him and ordered his release, a decision the Buhari administration ignored. The Supreme Court also determined that his bail should not have been revoked, yet this has been disregarded. Nigerian courts are unwilling to resolve his case on merit, relying instead on technicalities to stall proceedings. His detention lacks any legal basis, either in Nigeria or elsewhere in the world. It is deeply disappointing that those who claim to be honorable cannot keep their word, the statement concluded. Now, this was the statement of Emmanuel KANU, stating that he was deceived. He has been used and dumped by the so-called politicians of Nigeria. And when we tell them, they will continue to, bask in the stupidity of wanting to know more than every other person. This is the problem with some Biafrans. When you are telling them certain things, open your eyes and see realities. See some loopholes. See some, areas where problems can arise from, and, attack whatever you are doing seriously. They would not want to listen until that thing happens. And when it happens, they would hide their face. They would hide their face. Now, this one is crying behind bars. The same thing with the supposed wife of NNAMDI KANU. After the whole fight, after the whole meandering, after the whole supporting of Ojuku's wife, Bianca, where is NNAMDI KANU? He is still in detention. He has spent his Christmas and New Year in detention. After your sabotage against the Biafra government, after your sabotage against Simon Ekpa, where is NNAMDI KANU? I asked this thing before. How many persons are still talking about NNAMDI KANU? How many persons are still talking about NNAMDI KANU? This is supposed to serve as a warning to the family of NNAMDI KANU that anybody is expendable. You cannot continue to behave in a way that is unacceptable by the larger majority of Biafrans, and you continue to carry yourself as though you can override the decisions of Biafrans. You would be shocked what you will realize in the end. Currently, we have also received information that the Chief of Defense Staff, Musa, said that extradition papers and documents have been sent to Finland to ensure that Mazi Simon Ekpa is extradited back to Nigeria. We will make a very concise, and detailed research about this, and then we will let you know what the reality is. Thank you for listening. It is Biafra First.